Is it really possible that in just 32 minutes, a single moment inside a rehearsal room could shake the emotional balance of two performers who have shared the stage for years? Could one brief exchange between them bring a perfectly timed practice to a halt, freeze one member mid-choreography, and leave the other locked in a stare that carried more weight than any spoken line? That is the question that hovered over the studio like a heavy mist, a question that quickly evolved into a mystery fans couldn't stop talking about. What started as a routine rehearsal suddenly became the center of a massive wave of speculation. A few blurry clips, a couple of scattered first-hand accounts, and a handful of online comments turned into a storm that swept through the fandom. The entire atmosphere changed the moment the rumor spread. Jungkook said something, just one short sentence, that made Jimin stop dancing instantly. The music was still blasting, the choreography continuing around them, yet Jimin froze as if the rhythm had vanished into thin air. For fans, the moment felt like an emotional punch, painful, surprising, and strangely intimate, like something hidden deep beneath the surface had cracked open without warning. This wasn't a press release or an official announcement. The story spread organically, beating through social platforms post after post. The rehearsal was supposed to be normal, predictable, the kind of practice they've done thousands of times, with playful teasing, bursts of laughter, intense focus, and synchronized effort. But not this time. This time, something shifted. A fan's shaky camera recorded the moment. The clip showed the familiar scene, the music pulsing, Jimin moving with precise control, Jungkook adjusting his body angles with focus. Then, without any sign of a mistake, Jimin stopped. Not because he slipped, not because he forgot the move. He halted because Jungkook said something. And whatever he said hit so hard that Jimin couldn't keep going. Witnesses said Jimin's expression wasn't shock or anger, it was something deeper, harder to describe. A mix of surprise, concern, and something almost fragile. So, what did Jungkook say? That has been the biggest question since the footage surfaced. Some claim he revealed something personal, something too raw to say in the middle of rehearsal. Others think it could have been about the group's future, stress, uncertainty, or emotional pressure that had built up silently. But there are also fans who believe it was something honest but not tragic, maybe a confession, maybe something meaningful Jungkook had been carrying for too long. Those who were watching closely noticed that Jungkook seemed different that day, repeating the same step over and over, even when he had already nailed it. His movements looked slightly off balance, not physically, but emotionally. Something in him was restless. And Jimin, who has spent years reading Jungkook's energy like second nature, clearly noticed it early on. So when Jungkook finally spoke, it wasn't loud. It wasn't dramatic. It was soft, but strong enough to stop the rhythm of the room. And Jimin heard it clearly, even over the booming speakers. Fans dissected every frame, analyzing lip movements, eye contact, shoulder tension, even breathing patterns. There are seconds where you can see Jungkook's lips forming words, but the music drowns everything out. Only Jimin truly knows what he said, and his reaction spoke louder than any audio could. He froze. His gaze lowered. His composure wavered for just a moment. Some fans swear he was holding back tears, not out of sadness necessarily, but emotional impact. It was as if time suspended itself around them. A few moments later, they resumed dancing. But the energy was different. Jungkook seemed lighter, as if he had released something that had been weighing him down. Jimin moved more gently than usual, not out of lack of confidence, but because his mind was processing something heavy. People who replayed the clip said the choreography afterward felt like a quiet conversation, two friends communicating through movement because words were not enough. And so the big question spread. Was it a choreographic mistake, or did Jungkook's words carry a truth too heavy for the moment? The rumors multiplied instantly. Some said he spoke about burnout. Others whispered that he might have expressed fear or doubt. A few went deeper, suggesting it was something personal about their bond, something only the two of them could fully understand. Fans reacted intensely. Within 32 minutes of the clip appearing online, thousands of comments poured in: concern, sympathy, confusion, protective instincts, demands for answers, reminders to respect privacy. The emotional storm reflected just how deeply fans care. One part of the recording particularly struck viewers. After the music ended, the two walked to the side of the room. They didn't talk immediately. They just stood there. Jungkook's head was lowered, his hands tense. Jimin stood close, almost reaching out but hesitating. Then, he gave a small nod, not dramatic, but purposeful. Some lip-reading fans interpreted it as something like, "I understand." After that, both returned to the center and continued practice. But they weren't the same. The atmosphere wasn't broken, it was transformed. Some people who claimed to be there, though unverified, later reported that the two stayed behind after rehearsal ended. In a longer clip not widely shared, Jimin and Jungkook were seen sitting on the studio floor talking quietly. Jimin's gestures were gentle, expressive but careful, while Jungkook listened with heavy breaths, like someone who had released a confession after holding it in for far too long. This moment sparked even more theories. Why did Jungkook choose that exact moment to speak? Was the rehearsal studio the only safe space he felt he had? Or was it simply the place where honesty naturally surfaced, because it's where they've always worked, struggled, and grown together? Fans familiar with their dynamic know that Jimin has always been someone Jungkook trusts deeply. The possibility that the sentence was a moment of vulnerability became one of the strongest interpretations. Afterward, Jimin was seen smiling faintly at the end of practice, a small but meaningful smile, like someone who had received a truth, accepted it, and held it gently. Jungkook looked relieved, though still emotional. Many fans believe this wasn't a moment of conflict, but of connection, an unplanned emotional reset that strengthened them. When viewers rewatched the rehearsal, they noticed subtle changes. More eye contact. More careful movement. A sense of understanding hanging between the lines of the choreography. It was no longer just a dance, it was dialogue without sound. No official statement has come out since. And maybe none will. Because some things aren't meant to be explained publicly. Some moments are meant to be felt, not dissected. In those 32 minutes, fans saw not just idols, but humans. Humans who feel fear, pressure, honesty, and emotional release. People who share a stage but also share real, unspoken bonds. The story continues to echo because no one knows exactly what was said. And perhaps that mystery is what makes the moment unforgettable. One sentence. One pause. One dance stopped mid-step. And a story that refuses to fade.